Hey everyone! Welcome to today's video. I'll be doing another Penpal video, but first, let me show you what my sister sent me in her last package. I've already opened her envelope, and first, there's a card decorated with some very cute cat stickers and decorations. Inside the card includes a separate Penpal letter that she wrote me, along with some goodies. For her ATC, or Artist Trading Card, she painted this beautiful Japanese-inspired scene with cherry blossoms in honor of spring. Next, she sent me this sheet of adorable stickers that she collected recently, most of them from the Coffee Monsters Co. She also included this card wrapped in a few of her favorite washi tapes for me to try out. And lastly, she sent back this coloring page that we've both been working on, and this time she colored in the cupcake using some Zebra Sarasa vintage gel pens. They definitely give the cupcake an interesting and unique texture. So thank you so much to my sister for all the lovely items. I can't wait to use the stickers and washi tape. Now let's move on to setting up my pen pal. I'm starting off with my ATC, which I'll be using this mini Legion watercolor paper for, as well as my Master's Touch gouache paints. I've already gone in and outlined my painting using my Sakura Pigma Micron pen in the 01 size, and now I'm just going in with a light peach color to paint the skin. For my ATC, I'm painting Chihiro and Haku from the movie Spirited Away. My sister and I are extremely late to the game because Spirited Away came out in 2001, yet my sister and I just watched it for the first time last month. We both really enjoyed it. My sister watched it first and she said that it somehow gave her a very nostalgic feeling, which was pretty interesting to hear her say. About a week later, I checked it out myself and was immediately blown away by the beautiful art style. I've seen other movies from the creators Studio Ghibli before, like Princess Mononoke and Ponyo, but I've always been so enamored with their beautiful art style and vibrant colors. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I've heard before that some scenes in these movies were painted with gouache, so I wanted to try and replicate that look. Speaking of gouache, I honestly have very little experience using gouache. I got this small set of 12 tubes from Hobby Lobby last fall, and this is my first time using them. I'm definitely not very confident using gouache, but I wanted to challenge myself today to use something different. Some of the color mixing was a little difficult to figure out at first, but I definitely enjoyed painting this piece. Anyway, back to the ATC. I wanted to do a Spirited Away theme for this pen pal, which will make more sense later in the video as well, I hope. But I thought this scene from the movie was really cute. There are some beautiful colors in the background too, which I wanted to incorporate. I definitely don't want to spoil this movie for anyone who hasn't seen it, but I thought this scene was so sweet and really made me feel better while watching the movie. Plus the rice cakes looked so delicious, I was looking forward to painting them. One thing that I really enjoyed about using gouache for this piece was how easy it was to add shadows to the painting. Once the first layer dried, it was nice to go in with a slightly deeper shade to add depth. Looking back, I do wish I would have added a little more color to their faces, as they do appear a little washed out. The few times I used gouache in the past, I found that the paint typically dried a little darker compared to when the paint was wet. So I wanted to avoid that and mix a lighter shade to begin with. To my surprise, it didn't appear to oxidize, which is good to know for future use with these paints. My first impressions on these Master's Touch gouache paints are that they're smooth, vibrant, and easy to work with. Again, I'm still a beginner at gouache, so I don't have much to compare them to, but I found that the paints blended well and were quite opaque, but still thin enough to layer with. These are the first gouache paints that I've tried in tubes, and I do think that it comes in a nice variety of shades for beginners. The only other gouache I've tried are the infamous Himi Jelly gouache paints in the 24 color set. I do still have them, but because I've had them for a couple of years now, the paints are a little dried up, so I'll have to go back in at some point to re-wet them and mix them up. Have you guys tried gouache? And if so, are there any brands and techniques you recommend? I'd love to know. Onto the background. I've been really looking forward to this part as it'll really start tying the whole piece together. I started off with a light green as a base for the bushes in the background. Then, little by little, I added dabs of deeper greens for shadows and lighter greens for highlights. Going in with a finer brush, I'm creating little vines for more details. I'm also going in with various shades of purple for some flowers. I'm taking my Sakura Pigma Micron once more to redefine the outlines, and my white Uniball Signo gel pen for some highlights in their eyes. And here's the completed ATC. Moving on, I'm bringing out my collection of Tombow dual brush pens, and I'll be using these for the coloring page. I decided that I will take on the daunting challenge of coloring in the cat. I first went in with a light gray shade, and I made various brush strokes to give it that fur-like effect. I then went in with a light peachy beige shade to add a bit of color variation. I was inspired by my sister's cat, who has a very beautiful and unique coat. She has a mix of white, brown, and gray hair, so depending on the lighting, she sometimes looks more gray and other times looks more brown. Plus, she's a little princess, so I wanted this to resemble her as much as possible. I continued to add darker grays to create more contrast in the coat. Homer wanted to say hi. And now I'm just coloring in the jewels with various shades. I colored the crown red to give it that velvet appearance. I decided to add a little shadow to each item on the page, and took my white Uniball gel pen once more to add some highlights. Now that the coloring page and ATC are done, I'm including a few additional items, like this adorable Spirited Away washi tape set, as well as this sheet of beautiful Sakura transfer stickers. I'll also write her a letter using this lettering set I got from journalslate.com, which I'll write off camera. Well, that does it for my Penpal video today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If so, please like and subscribe. I'd love to have you here. And I'd love to know what you guys would like to see in future videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.